Hello, my name is Christina Varela, and today I will be doing a presentation on tourism and disaster. I'll be focusing on three main points, those being how disasters affect the tourism industry, how the industry deals with these disasters, and how disasters have created some tourist hotspots. To start, I'll be talking about the effects of disasters on the tourism industry. Safety and money are the biggest concerns in this specific industry. So when a place has to close before, during, or after a disaster, it's very costly because these places cannot make money if they're not serving their customers. It's especially rare to see a hotel or an amusement park close. For example, this past year, Disney World in Orlando, Florida was forced to close for 2 days due to Hurricane Irma. This was the first time in the park's history of being closed for 2 consecutive days, and the ticket sale profits took a huge hit in September due to this closure. The way we travel has also been dramatically affected. After September 11th, the Transportation Security Administration, or as we know it, TSA, was created. They are responsible for the screening of all airline passengers before domestic and international flights. This specifically has an effect on our country's GDP because we spend about $7.4 billion on this every year. After a disaster occurs, there's this public perception that that location is no longer safe to travel to. So the economies in these places take a huge hit because they don't have the tourism dollars coming in anymore. Next, I'll be talking about how the tourism industry deals with these disasters. There's no one plan fits all within this industry, so places are responsible for coming up with their own implementation plan for when a disaster occurs. The main priority should always be the safety of the guests and employees. Employees need to know these plans and be trained on them, so when something comes up, there's no confusion as to what everyone should be doing. Places need to be able to communicate with everyone in case of an emergency. For example, if weather conditions causes a hotel to be evacuated but the power goes out, hotels need to have a system in place that they can communicate with the guests. Hotels sometimes use security cameras to see what's going on around them outside. They use this information to alter their plans to best keep everyone safe. Disasters become especially chaotic within the airline industry because there's so many people involved. These disasters can cause flights to be canceled or rescheduled, and customers most of the time get very upset with the employees, even though these employees aren't necessarily the ones who canceled or rescheduled the flights. So always remember to be nice to them because they're there helping us instead of being at home with their families during these disasters. Finally, I'll be talking about how disasters can create some tourist hotspots. I think an obvious example of this is in New York City. After the horrible tragedy on September 11, 2001, a memorial and a museum were built in the same location where the Twin Towers once stood. People from around the world come to these locations every year because of the history and meaning behind them. Since the museum opened in 2014, they've received over 3 million visitors. And since the memorial opened in 2011, they've had almost 7 million visitors. These spots are controversial because of the museum ticket prices. Some people are upset and think that it's a group of people profiting off of a horrible tragedy, while others are very much in support of it because of the money that it's putting back into New York's economy. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation today, and feel free to leave any comments that you have in this discussion thread. Thank you and have a great day.